Hello, thank you so much for joining me. If you're new to this channel, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. Guys, listen, I know it has been a little while. I have not uploaded a video in a while, but have patience with me. I've been doing a couple things, okay, but I will be uploading more videos, and I've decided I'm gonna give you some cakes. I'm gonna be making some cakes for you. The holidays are coming soon, and you know how it is, so I want you to all get ready for that. Plus, these cakes that I'm gonna be giving you is really like easy peasy. So these are things that you can make, you know, for a quick dessert in the evening. Okay, so today I will be making a caramel cake. Caramel happened to be my favorite. I love toffee, so I'm gonna be making a caramel cake. So to get started, I'm gonna teach you how to make caramel. It's very simple, it's very easy, and it's very yummy, yummy, yummy. So these are my ingredients for the caramel, just 3 ingredients. I have here 3/4 cups of sugar, I have 3 tablespoons of butter, and I have 1/2 cup of heavy cream, and that's it. So let's go over to the stove and we will be making some caramel. Let's go. Okay, now I have a saucepan here. My sugar, I am going to start by pouring my sugar in here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna let this sugar melt completely before I add anything else to it. So I'm just gonna give this maybe about 4 or 5 minutes to just melt completely. Melting your sugar, you stay close by, because if you miss and leave and walk away to do something else, forget all about this, guys, it will burn. So now this sugar has completely melted, so I will add my butter, 3 tablespoons of butter. And as you can see, it is bubbling here with the butter. And I stir that in. Melt that down. And then I'm going to add my 1/2 cup of heavy cream. Stir that in. And you can see it's hardened here, but you're going to continue to stir it to melt that down. That's going to melt. If you feel hard once you pour the milk in, but you keep stirring it like that and melt that down. And once you melt that completely, once that's melted down completely, then we're gonna go over to, okay guys, this is it. It's liquidy, but it's gonna get hard. It's not hard, but it's gonna firm up a little bit once we pour it in a container. So let's go over and pour it into a container. So here I have my container. Pour it all in there. And this is it right here. It will firm up a little bit as it cools. Okay guys, my caramel has been sitting for a few minutes. So as you can see, it's starting to firm up a little bit here. Okay, so I'm gonna set this aside over there. And now we're gonna go on from the caramel to the cake. Remember, we're making caramel cake. So let me show you what I have over here. First, I have some ingredients here, but I think I'm gonna, as I go along, I'll tell you exactly what I'm doing. Over here, you're gonna get your pan. We're gonna be using a square pan, and as you can see, I have some cut right paper in here. So go ahead and put your paper in there and grease that and set it aside. So this is what I already did to that. So I'm gonna go ahead and set that aside. Over here, I have 3/4 cups of sugar in this bowl right here. And in here, I have 2/3 cup of butter, 3/4 and 2/3. So I'm gonna empty this in here and set that aside. Now for about 3 to 4 minutes. Shouldn't take me no longer than 3 or 4 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and beat this, and then we're gonna add the egg to it. So let me get started on beating this, and you're gonna beat it until it is nice and fluffy. So this has been about 3 minutes in here. So I'm gonna stop here. Goody, goody, goody. So now I have over here 3 eggs. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna pour those eggs in here, and I will continue to beat it for about another minute or so. Okay, so once I've beaten that for a few minutes, I'm going to add a couple more things to it. So over here I have some salt. I'm just going to take a pinch of salt and put a little bit in my hand, and I'm going to take a pinch of salt. We don't need a lot of salt, and put in there. That's my pinch of salt. Now remember, when you're baking, try to buy, or make sure you buy, or I should say maybe try to buy unsalted butter, and then you can salt your cake yourself. Because sometimes people buy salted butter and then they end up they add salt to it as well, and then the cake becomes a little bit too salt. Okay, if you do unsalted butter, you can always adjust it and just add a little bit of salt. All right, so now I'm going to add some essence. This is vanilla mixed essence. This is mixed essence, and this came all the way from Barbados. I'm using this essence. This lasts me a while. I bought it last time I was there. So I'm using 1 teaspoon of essence. And over here, I have some almond. This is the almond essence, and I'm going to use half a teaspoon of this. Put that in there. I'm going to mix this up, mix this all up, combine all this together. Everything mixed up well. Okay. So once you mix everything well together, here I have 1 1/3 cups of flour. This flour has already been sieved. I went ahead and sieved it. And I have here, oh, almost spilled it. I have 1 teaspoon of baking powder. So I'm gonna add the baking powder to this, and I'm just gonna get a spoon and just mix in the baking powder in here so everything is, you know, throughout. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start to slowly add this to the batter. So I add a little bit at a time and just mix it in, but you don't want to mix it once you put your flour in there. You don't want to mix it too much with a blender. Okay, so I'm going to mix it a little bit, just mixing this. Just combine that just a little bit. I also have here a 1/4 cup of milk. So I'm gonna add maybe like half that milk there. Okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and I'll just add the rest of it. You can add it one time, or you could just, it doesn't really make much of a difference. I'm gonna mix this up. I just want to combine. I don't want to do too much mixing here. I'm going to add the rest of this milk in there. I'm going to stop this. So now I'm going to go ahead and finish mixing this up by hand. So I'm just going to stir it around like this. Just go around the outside and fold it in. And basically that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, I think this is pretty good right here. Okay, so now we've finished with our batter. This batter didn't take no more than about 5 minutes here. Okay, putting everything together. That is all done. Over here, I have my, look at that, caramel. That looks so good. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is divide this batter in half. So I'm gonna take some of it right here, half of it, and put it in this bowl right here. Is that what you have? It's about half right there. Put the rest there. I'm going to take some of the caramel from here and add it to that. So I'm just like maybe like half of it. Pour there. We're making a caramel cake, guys. Then I'm going to mix it in well. Mix everything together, make sure it's combined well. Stir it in. Looks good, don't it, guys? Yes. Okay, so once I combine that and stir that in well, I have my pan over here that's already been greased. So what I'm gonna do is take some of it here, like some spoonfuls, and just put it like that. Put it all in the pan. There we go. Like a bake, like you're making bakes. You guys know what I mean when it's making bakes. Put it right, put some right there, wherever you don't see a little spot. Make sure you get it all out. You don't want to leave anything behind. Oh, I put some on my let me get this off of here. Paper came forward. There we go. We don't want to burn it on the outside. Okay, so now the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this rest of this, and then I'm just gonna put this on top. Okay, let me just get all this off of here. We don't want to leave anything behind, guys. We're gonna get it all off. Okay, so now I'm gonna take this and we're gonna put this on the top. Spread it out all over the top. Make sure every part got a little bit. And you can take your spatula or whatever you're using and just kind of spread it out just to make sure it goes all over. So that it would be about even. I think we got it all. What you think, guys? I think we got it all in there. I'm just gonna, as I said, spread it out just to make sure. And then what we do next, okay, that's good, but let me clean up. When you make a mess, you gotta clean up. A little bit on this side over here, we clean that up too. A little bit all over there. Okay, clean up. Now I'm gonna put this in the oven. Make sure you set your oven at 300, and we can set at 300 for 30 minutes. You know, everybody's oven is different, so I would say check your oven, make sure. If it's too hot for you, just lower the oven a little bit. But I'm gonna set mine for about 300 and leave this in there for 30 minutes, and then I'll be back to show you the finished results. Okay guys, so the cake is out of the oven. Here it is. So I put it here to cool a little bit. So what we're gonna do right now is I'm just gonna take it off of this, the paper. See the bottom of it look nice and brown. Put it back here. We're gonna let it sit here for a few minutes on this rack just to cool. And as soon as it's cool, I'm gonna come back and slice it up and taste. Okay, so now I'm gonna go on to our next step. So here I have some peanuts. Now this is optional. If you like a different kind of nuts, it's fine. If you don't like nuts, because a lot of people are allergic to nuts, that's fine. As I said, this is optional. So what I'm gonna do is I just got a spoon and I'm just gonna break the nuts up a little bit here. Just beat it up, and you don't want to make it too like powdery, but you just want to break it up a little bit. And then I will take the nuts and I'm gonna pour it in here. And this is about a 1/4 cup of nuts, and then just mix it up with the caramel here. Just mix it up well. This look like what is that candy? Snickers. I love Snickers, you know, with the little caramel and nuts. Okay, so now I'm going to take this and just put it all on here and just spread it out. Spread it out. And the cake is still a little bit warm. It's not cool completely. So that's going to help to spread the caramel out a little bit. And this is your caramel cake, guys. This is how you make caramel cake. So if you have company coming over and you want to get all fancy and do something a little bit different, see how easy this was? Make yourself a caramel cake, slice it up small, put it on the table so everybody can get a piece of it. And that is it. That is it. You can put it to the side all the way to the end so it can run down the sides. Guys, and this is your wonderful looking caramel cake. That's how it's simple, easy. You can do it. Anybody can do it. And this is, you know, you can make this in the evening. Put pieces with your lunch during the week. You know, sometimes when you go to work, for me at work, sometimes in the afternoon after you have lunch, I usually have a late lunch. So by the time you eat lunch, you're like, oh my goodness, I want something sweet. And some people go to the canteen and just get something out of there. Just make this and take it, and at lunchtime have a little piece. Okay, so now let me cut it for you, and then I'm gonna taste it, and hopefully you're making one along with me so you can taste it, so we can both taste it at the same time. Yeah. Now let's go ahead and cut the cake. So I'm gonna cut it in maybe about 3 here, but if you were entertaining, you had guests, cut it smaller. You would cut it smaller. Okay, if you were having a little party, you can make this. You can make a different kind of cake. If you were having a party, because I'm going to be having a party coming up, and I'm thinking of making this along with some other flavors, and then I'm going to cut them small in small squares and put them there so everybody can just nibble on different flavors. Okay, so as time goes along, I will show you a couple other flavors that I have. All right, so stay tuned. So let me go ahead and cut this. And as I said, you wouldn't need to cut it so big. If you had guests, cut it a little smaller. Guys, and that's it. That is your cake. So now I'm gonna take a piece from the center. Look at that. Look at that. Look how moist that is. Can you see that? See how moist, soft it is? So now I'm gonna go ahead. I don't mean to tease you, but if you are following my channel, you should be doing it too if you like sweets like me. It is delicioso. A good afternoon snack. A good little dessert in the evening. It's good. See? Nice and moist and soft. That's how you want your cake to be. Nice and soft. Now, I have to lick my fingers, but I'm not going to do it in front of you because the caramel and stuff that's, you know, from there on my fingers, I don't want to wash it off and lick it off, but I'm not doing it in front of you. Guys, go ahead and give this a try. It was not very hard at all. It was pretty easy. As I said, in the future, I'm going to give you a few more of these recipes so that if you're having a little party, you can make this. You can make some other ones and slice them up small, display them on your table as the holidays are coming. And that's why I'm doing all this right now, okay? So you get a chance to do that as well. In my next video coming up, I'm going to be making a dish that we all grew up eating, corned beef and rice. You love it. I love it. Admit it. We're going to talk more about that in my next video. But guys, thank you so much for joining me. I had fun, and I hope you have fun as well. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. I love to read your comments. Until next time, bye-bye.